Hello everyone, and welcome to the third devlog for Wars. It's me, Vector Game Dev. So in this devlog, I'm going to be talking about the color palette system that I created, the character stats, the character skills, and also some in-game UI that I've developed to make all this more clear to the player. So I'm going to start with the color palette. The color palette is a really simple scriptable object, and it's basically a pair of strings and colors. But the reason I created this is because there's a bunch of colors that I need to access and change during runtime, and I need to make sure I always pick the same color for specific things. So for example, I created one color palette for the player coloring. So the player 1 will always be the blue color, the player 2 will be the red color, player 3 will be the yellow, player 4 will be the green color. And so to make sure I always pick the same color and it's a bit easier to actually load those colors, I developed these color palette script. Right, so the character stats. So I started to develop this game and I kind of felt like it needed more to the combat and the whole battle idea. So I actually am implementing character stats and character skills. Character stats are basically some attributes that the character has, and they can be modified by using character skills. So character skills are going to be a set of abilities that the character is going to have, and I'm going to tweak this more in the future, but for now it's basically each character has its own set of abilities, and once you select the character you can actually see the abilities that the character has, and some of those skills or abilities can actually modify some of the stats of the character. So for example, if the human character uses the water gun, then the virus gets a slowdown status modifier, which means the movement stat is going to be decreased for a period of time. And with that comes in the UI. So I created the in-game UI just to tell the player all of this. So I created little widgets, which I'm going to be showing on the screen right now, that can actually tell which stats are going to be affecting the character at that specific time. And then also I created so I can tell which skills the character has and which skills they can use, and it's a bit easier to communicate with the player in that way. So the stats itself, they are quite simple. So I've added stats for damage, defense, movement, but I'll be working on this more in the future. But for now, I created like the rough basic system. So, and I can also do a lot with that, but in the future, I'll be experimenting more with this, and then I'll be improving this system as well. The same goes for the character skills, because I believe there's potential to play more with those skills. I don't think the character will be able to select each skill, but I believe maybe I can do a system where the character can pick a set of skills that are compatible with the character that he picked. So maybe the player can, if they decide to go with the human, maybe there's like 3 or 4 set of skills that they can pick, and then I can actually balance the game in that regard as well. And to follow along with the addressable system that I implemented in the last devlog, so every system that I created is now compatible with the addressable system as well. So it means if I need to tweak something that is not quite working or change the image or something like that, I can do that after the game is built. So I think that's a great solution, and everything now is compatible with the addressables. And there's a few things that aren't in the game, but those are very specific things, and I'll go back at some point and fix those. But every system that I'm creating right now, it's compatible with the addressables, so that's very good that I can actually switch things around after the game's built. I don't have to change something like maybe a text or an image and actually rebuild the game. I cannot change that, submit the version of the asset to a server. For now, I have a local server that is hosting all those files. I have a Raspberry Pi that holds the files for the game, and then I connect locally with the IP address. But in the future, I'm actually going to host a server that is going to have all those files, and the players will be able to download the newest files to their own games. So I developed this channel to share more about the game development world and what I do when I develop games. There's still a bunch of things that I need to learn, of course, so I'll be sharing those experiences as well. And if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. I also live stream on Tuesday and Friday, Vector gamedev. The links will be in the description. So that's going to be it for this video. That was a really short video. I'll be updating you more about this. I'm gonna try to do those weekly, so they might be a bit shorter, but they're gonna be more frequent, so we can have more focused, I guess, episodes. And thank you for watching this far, and I'll see you on the next one.